So right now, the crypto market is looking a bit juicy. A lot of these altcoins, lower cap altcoins, did have massive, massive moves today. We had MYX up 307% on the day. We had WorldCoin up 43%. We have Virtual up 10.4%. Fartcoin up 8.7. Pingu up 15.7. But back to this MYX, I think right now we're sitting at $14.26. I seen this go from like 92 cents all the way up all the way up to $14.26. I love to see it, but I hate to see it because I wasn't in it. But on the weekly, let's see how much we are up on the week. On the week, we are up 1,260%. So what am I looking at for the immediate short term? Is this good for the crypto market? And what is Bitcoin going to do at the levels it is right now? So right now, Bitcoin, let's shoot over to Bitcoin because this will determine the duration of those runs, the duration of those altcoins running. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $112,019.13, up $889 on the day, up 0.80%. So what am I looking at for Bitcoin on a 4-hour time frame? I'm looking at this channel that we're in, this rising. It's not really a wedge. It's sort of like a rising, broadening wedge. We can call it like that. But as long as we hold this $112,000 level, I think we'll be okay. I really do not want, this is a bearish pattern. I think coming down with a lower high, lower high, lower high. This is just another lower high in the grand scheme of things because we have this 113.3 or 113.4 area that we have been holding as resistance. So if we get rejected here, if we start coming down, we start losing this area, I think we can possibly come back and at least start to retest some of these areas a little bit below $110,000. We really want to hold this 112, get back up above this 113. We'll say 113.5K level so we can start to test some of the highs up here of this broadening wedge, this rising broadening wedge, so to say. And that will be coming in confluence with the bottom side of our range, which the range was about 116,000 to 120. And that'll come in confluence right at 116.3 to 116.4. So I can see something like this happening. Maybe we do get another bounce at the confluence level of our horizontal and our upper sloping trend line coming in a little bit. We're under 112, start to make our way back up above this 113.5K level and hit our head somewhere in this area here. Then maybe roll over. I'm not sure. September is usually a bearish month. September is usually the time where we get our low of the move. And we have gotten a low. We have gotten a low coming in at about 107,300. And that was on the actual 1st of September. So we usually get a high in August and then we get some sort of a low in September. So hopefully the low came in here, coming in, like I said, at 107,300. So what I'll be watching for Bitcoin in the immediate short term is for us to hold this 112,000. We talk about this every video, and I'm gonna keep this video pretty short. We talk about the level coming in at 112, really about 112.3. Then we have 116, and then we have 120. Once we start breaking 120, the party is back on and holding it as support, not just getting above it for a day or two and then losing it, getting above it again for a few days and then losing it. We want to continue to hold it, blast up, strong, hard candle, daily candle above that $120,000 level. And then we can continue our path to all-time highs, potentially in the mid to end of Q4. Not trying to time it, but we do want to be ready for a massive Bitcoin move when it comes. Back to the crypto bubbles. We saw this MYX going crazy today. We see hype, Dogecoin up 11%. WorldCoin is up. Well, let's actually go back to the daily. I'm sorry, that was the weekly. So those coins are still up. We have a lot of coins, a lot of altcoins that are making great moves, but this is not what we want to see. I keep saying this. We want Bitcoin to start taking the reins back. We want Bitcoin to start getting the shine back going into the top of Q4. Historically speaking, that's what happened. And historically speaking, as Bitcoin dominance starts to go up, as Bitcoin starts to go down, then up, it of course takes the altcoins with it, but the higher Bitcoin will go, the more we can get these type of moves sustainably and in a wider array across the market. Of course, we're not going to be like 2020, 2021, 2017 when, we didn't have this many coins, this much dilution, but we will be able to see some movements. And I mean, look at this, 306% on the day, on the week, 1,200%. So, we don't have to get greedy. We don't have to add any leverage, but leverage is cool if you know how to use it, 2, 3, 4x leverage. And then, if you know how to use it, you can use it as a tool as opposed to being greedy and being gamble with it. And speaking of leverage, we do have over in the Telegram, I am giving away $50. If you sign up to TooBit, you automatically get a free $50 trade to trade with, and then you can double your bonus when you trade with perpetual futures. You have, if you deposit 100, you get an extra 30. You deposit 500, you get an extra 100, so on and so forth. So I will have that link in the pinned comment to TooBit. Make sure you guys hit that link and get some free money to trade with, free $50 just by using that FD White link. I scraped and clawed for that. I said I'm not doing anything unless I get my users, get the community some free money to trade with, to try out. If you're not already using TooBit, to actually try out the exchange. So make sure you guys go over and sign up to TooBit and get that free $50 bonus. But yeah, like I said, Bitcoin is sitting at 112K. So Ethereum right now is sitting at 4290. We are looking at some sort of a short-term floor coming in at about 4270. Midpoint coming in at where we topped out today at about 4385, and then we have the top of our range coming in at about 4490 to 4500. So I mean, Ethereum has been showing a little bit of weakness over the past few days. Looks like a lot of altcoins have took the reins. Solana has been doing fairly well. It's at 215, up 4.36 on the day. Still getting rejected at our top side, coming in at about $217, almost $217 for Solana. We still expect Solana to do very well once the market gets full frothy, potentially going back up to all-time highs at about $295 and beyond. But we have some take profits at 265. We have another one sitting at about 275. And then our last take profit will be at about, like I said, 295. And then, of course, we'll leave a moon bag. But that could change. It just depends on how frothy and how much the market is moving, how high Bitcoin gets before it rolls over into altcoins. So we'll continue to watch that. Some of these other coins that I'm watching, of course, we love Ondo. Anything under $1 for Ondo, I still think Ondo can do very well. Sui, people have not been talking about Sui for a minute. I think Sui, zooming out, we still have been creating these lower highs for Sui. I think once we break out of this, we can get back to the high coming in at about $4.30 to $4.50. And then, once we can get back above there for Sui, I think the sky is the limit, once we can start getting some of these layer ones to move. And I think this would be going towards the tail end of Q4. What else have I been looking at recently? Virtuals. This is one that I've talked about time and time again. We had a nice move today coming in. But what I'm really looking at is for us to break this. Now, this is the key. I think this one is going to run hard, run very hard, at least a 4X coming out of this move here. We've just been consolidating down. We made a floor here back in April at about 44 cents. Had a nice rally to about $2.60. And like I said, we just been bullishly consolidating for May, since the end of May, coming into the top of September. So I feel like we can continue to consolidate a little bit. We've been hitting our head, or we've been using this $1.20 area as a support and resistance level. But once we do break out, I think this was going to be a massive move. So continue to watch this. I'm actually going to put an alert here. Crossing trend line, create. So when we do start to break out of this trend line, I will be ready to catch this move, and hopefully it plays out. And I think virtuals, as it's shown in the past, when it runs fast and hard. So that's one of the ones that's on the top of my list for a Q4 rally. And of course, I don't know if we're going to get some of these huge gains that we got in the past, but I will be adding a little bit of leverage to some of these plays just to get a little bit more percentage gain out of them, because I don't think we're going to have those crazy face melting rallies. I mean, we could. I mean, look what happened with MYX today. If you can catch one of those, you should be good. You'll be amazing. So just got to stay in tune to the market, stay in tune to what's going on, be ahead of the curve. And this is one that's been on the radar, and then something happened, and then boom. I mean, this is a bull run. This is a bull run. This is crazy. This is crazy. So hopefully we can catch some of those. Hopefully we can put some in the Telegram. I'm going to be doing some deep dives on some of these. It seems like decentralized exchanges might be the wave. So we'll continue to watch that. We'll look and see if any new ones pop up or some we've overlooked, and then we'll add them to the Telegram. So like I said, make sure you guys come to the free Telegram. Link will be in the description. The $50 for TooBit will be in the pinned comment. So make sure you guys go and get your free $50 for signing up using my link. And that's pretty much it, man. Trade safe. Have a good day, and we'll see you in a minute. Peace.